Why? Why did you have to leave? I don't understand it. No, I don't want to understand it. I can't stop thinking about that day though. Every day it will pop into my head at least once. I'll never forget when I saw you. You were already gone. You'd been gone for hours. I don't know who that was on that bed, but it wasn't you. It wasn't Nan who had looked after me for 15 years. I will never forget that sound. That horrible sound they made whenever it inhaled for you. The gargling. I can still hear it now. How did it get to that moment? You were fine 48 hours earlier. How did it get so bad? The ambulance came, but that wasn't unusual. We'd had ambulances outside our house a few times over the last 2 years. You were always back 2 or 3 days later with the fluid from your stomach all gone. But I didn't know that this time would be different. I woke up that Friday morning and got ready for sixth form. Mum was going to drive me in and Grandad was still in the hospital, visiting you. Then Grandad called the home phone. He said I should get down to the hospital as the doctor had said that you didn't know how long you had left. Bullshit. I still to this day remember thinking that they were wrong, that they'd made a mistake, that when I came home you're going to be in bed waiting to talk to me and expecting a hug, that you're going to ask me to fix your laptop because you've given it another virus. But it's all in my head. You're not there. For months afterwards I'd go into that room and you wouldn't be. I had to pass it off as if I was going to your room to weigh myself. I must have weighed myself about 100 times that October. I called Mum and got her to come pick me up and take me to the hospital. But I went to school to get Jamie first. Then we got there. We wandered through the wards. We found you. Well, your body. That wasn't you. My nan was a strong woman, a proud woman. She wouldn't let herself get into the state you were in. Just lying in that bed, your lifeless eyes staring hopelessly at the ceiling. I didn't know how to react. Then Jamie burst into tears. I just took him away. I didn't let my emotions get the better of me. I took him to the end of the ward and just put my arm around him and let him cry. For all his big, hard man act, Jamie's always been a crier. Funny that, I'm the one that's considered to be the one that's emotional, and yet when it comes to it, I seem to hold it all together until it all bursts out. Remember, that's how it was when I was a kid too. I used to try and bottle stuff up because I didn't want you to know I was upset because I knew it'd make you sad. And you start drinking again. Except I didn't know that back then. All I know is you go into the lounge with Grandad, and when you'd come back in to say goodnight, your breath would smell funny and you'd be talking differently and breathing differently. Then the doctors came in and said it was time for you to move to another ward. That noise was everywhere. I burst into tears and started praying. I hadn't prayed since I was 10 at Bishop Tufnell, and that was only because they made us. I don't even believe in God, but I was desperate for something to save you, to make you better. Even if it was something that I don't think is real. Of course it didn't work. I don't know what I thought would happen. That you'd magically be okay again. And then within 20 minutes you were gone. We all said goodbye, but I had to get out of there. That room was horrible. I actually went back there the other week when Mum was ill. I still can't stand it. It still makes me feel empty and helpless. After I left I can't even remember what I did or where I went. Eventually I ended up at home, but that was even worse than the hospital room. I saw you everywhere. Every memory that could possibly flood my mind did in one go. I didn't want to stay, but I did. I waited for Grandad to get back. Then when he did, I left. I cycled away. I didn't really know where I was going. I just knew I couldn't be there. I ended up going to see a couple of friends, and then playing poker at Glenn's. I still felt numb though. Everything just seemed pointless. I knew that you would hate me feeling like that. So I stopped. I didn't get over it and just blocked it out. I didn't know what to do with my emotions. Still don't. Feels like it's too late to grieve now. I hope you're proud of me, because looking back on it, I am so proud of you for every day, for the way you looked after me, for all those years. Everything you did for me. You didn't have to. You had no obligation to do it, but I'm thankful to you and Glenda for doing so, because my childhood is so full of happy memories. Thanks to you. I love you, Nan.
If happy little bluebirds fly